Yes. This is Chief Obidika Julujuku Mwachaga Newi here in Bellsville, Maryland. You are now listening to NTV Radio, and should you want to call in at 240-391-6114. I sometimes don't like too many phone calls because people don't know how to ask questions. And they start talking. I find myself clicking them off. And I will do that. That's just the way it is. Oh, well, there's a few people that I know would like to say something. Chukwemeka, let me ask you your permission, indulgence for them to make a statement. Okay? Okay. Get everyone them working up. Nah.
Yeah. My name is Michael Ababoro. I hail from Emekuku in Owere, Biafra land. I live in Minnesota, state of Minnesota.
No.
In North America.
No.
Yeah, thank you. We came to Washington for a purpose. To register, first of all, it's a memorable occasion because we're here just to give that is to honor those who died for us.
Right.
Because between 66 and 70, some men volunteered to die for us so that we will be alive.
Right.
So we come. It's a Memorial Day, 30th of May, to remember those who died. And we are making this a memorable occasion too. Because why I say memorable occasion? When Moses was leading the children of Israel from Egypt to the promised land, they made a resolution that this Passover will never be celebrated in Egypt again. That this Passover will be celebrated, the subsequent Passovers will be celebrated in the Holy Land. And that is the mark we made today. Because we want to go home. I had wanted to, comment on the value system and the way of life of the people of Nigeria, as we call Nigeria. But Engineer Irania has spoken a lot about it. Yeah, but let me tackle the issue of Boko Haram. You see, Boko Haram is a monster that is raised, not politically, it's religious. Because if it is political issue, it could be solved, but it's religious. And there is nothing you can do to wipe out belief in human beings.
Ideology
is very, very difficult. And we have decided as Biafrans, we have slaved enough. We have died enough. People will tell you that Biafrans, the killing of Biafrans started 1945. No. It started 3,000 years ago, 300 years ago, by the Arabs. They were the people who came to enslave us.
Right. That story have not yet been expanded in terms of historical value. Exactly. The Arabs that came to Alibo in the dark, exactly. Under the cover of darkness.
Took captives.
Yeah.
The West started coming when they found out that these Arab traders were selling them these human beings at the most costly price. They said, no, we will go to the root to buy these people. And they came. And since then we've been suffering. And they had held us in bondage since then. But we are now the IPOB. I'm very, very happy for what the IPOB is doing. Because we have taken the bull by the horns.
IPOB?
Yeah, indigenous people of Biafra.
Okay.
We have taken the bull by the horn. And we are saying this time around, enough is enough. We want to stop this injustice. We want to stop this savagery. It's enough. So This time around, we have resolved.
If I can correct you on what somebody have said, is not so much as what we want, but what we will do.
Yes, what I'm saying. Like I'm,
Oyibo, we can say something now. It's well, we're kind of thinking about it, and they'll say, well, you're not serious. But no, this is what we're going to do.
Yes, because my prayers, I have shared this with a friend of mine who is a white man. I said, you know, the dangerous aspect of it is that the director of Radio Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has raised monsters now. The lions are awake.
Thank you.
We, the elderly ones,
we're awake now, so we know who's interfering into our land and doing us injustice.
Exactly.
So we want justice. Gotcha.
And we are praying that this generation we get Biafra. We are praying. I am praying for it. You know why? Because this is the era of radicalization. Because after this generation, the young men are going to be radicalized, and if we take the issue of terrorism, not only Nigeria will suffer, the world will suffer.
Let me ask you, because people don't exactly know that the majority of people that Boko Haram has been killing, Bundibo, the Biafrans. Let me say this again to all those who are listening. The majority of people, the humans, that Boko Haram are engaged in killing are Igbo people. So, because they have engaged and have made it a point to kill Igbo people, the rise of Biafra is essential. We have to sit up. We can't just say, oh, okay, and I think if you ever go to my website and see the interview that I had with Dr. Stanley Onya, there was some very graphic, vivid graphics that we showed. Some guy just kind of said, here's my neck, take it. And they show, and they go ahead, and then they took it. It's just one of those things. One name you grew up from, I know. Where's that young man? Because what you said is about the young people. Where is he? Biana, because I'm going to knock at the future. You're the one that the future is. Come inside, so you can speak loud enough. You look like a little baby.
No, I'm not.
You're not a little. But you're the young. You're one of the youngs that we are kind of. Those of us who are a little younger.
Exactly. We are being radicalized, and what Radio Biafra is preaching is truth. Mm-hmm. And once you have the truth, it will come to you like double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. And that is why we're awakened now. Mm-hmm. And we are awakened like lion. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are only waiting just for a touch, you understand? So we can now take this destiny in our hand. And this time around, the Biafrans that are working, we are not waiting on God. We want to help ourselves, because the Bible says, whoever that want to get his freedom as well will work for it. Right. Understand? So we all awake this time around, and what Radio Biafra is doing is a massive work, massive sensitization that almost all the eastern zone now is awake.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
There's two areas of young adults that I want to ask you what you think that they will do. Number one, our younger generation at home, unemployed, sometimes most of them well educated. Give me an assessment of what you think is in their mind. That's one side. Before you jump. There are young children born in this country and outside of Biafra land.
Yes.
Born of parents of Wunde Biafra.
Yes.
Send them a message. Tell me what you would like to say to those young generations everywhere in the world. This is your time.
Yes, my fellow young Biafrans all over the world, this is time to awake. and there's no place like home. If the white people, they always ask their fathers, their parents, Dad, where did we come from? So this is the questions I put to my fellow youth and the young people, to ask their parents, where did they come from? And by this sensitization the media, Radio Biafra is doing, I hope they are also listening, and they all want to know and join, and also to get the freedom of Biafra, because we are just being called Nigeria. We don't know the meaning of Nigeria. It's just an insult to black man. You understand? Somebody just come from another continent, from another this thing, without visa. You understand? Just I say you from today your name is Nigeria. You understand? And everybody's jumping up. Hey, we are Nigeria. So all these kind of things. This is what we have to ask question of. That we have to go back to what our fathers are before, what our parents are before, which is Biafra, and this is where we can begin. Not Nigeria. Nigeria is fake. There's nothing like Nigeria. This thing just come off about 100 years ago. So we have to put a stop to it. There's no nation in this world today that they will now swear in somebody with a Bible, and the next time they swear somebody with the Quran, and they will tell you to come and live together. It's never happened. I don't know why the Western world will keep quiet and continue to tell us to remain one. I see it as hypocrisy, because in their own territory, in their own various countries, they don't allow people of diverse religion to stay together. Why should they tell us to stay together with people that practice Sharia law? It's abomination, and we the youth must rise up. We must speak up. We must say enough of this. What they believe on is on their own. Let them believe and practice their own. Let us be. If our people that want to join with them, they can travel to north and join with them and be doing Sharia. But allow the people that want to be free to be free. And until we be free, we can now learn in a decent territory. We can learn according to our parents have taught us, and we can be able to practice our freedom in a very good manner, and also worship our God the same way we are being taught.
You have spoken very, very well.
Okay, my name is Mazi Ugochukwu Chukwudiason. From Newi.
From Newi.
Yes.
That's my brother.
Anambra State.
Anambra State.
Okay, so from Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
Yes. Well.
Okay, now one name. You spoke very well, and you have sent a clear message to the young adults across the world. And Radio Biafra and I, we're going to be linking together, because what takes place at you can put the camera on me now. We don't have very many minutes, right? You see it blinking?
It's blinking right now.
How many minutes you have?
A minute.
A minute.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're going to have to do now. We're going to close, including that one also has a minute, and including this one, we have done at least a good 1 hour of programming, and it is more than 1 minute. Now, Libem, I thank you, my brother. Thank you for bringing everybody here. You've done very well. This is not going to be our last time. We're going to meet again.
Yes.
But there is a young man outside who would like to sit down with you in a round table just to talk. And I would hope that you would give him your attention. And he is the new, authentic World Igbo Congress chairman. We will respect what you have said that you don't want. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do no cameras, none of that stuff. Just talk. Give me some last stuff.
Biafra.
Hey!
Amen.
Can you pause? The national anthem. Okay, with the I think how much time do we have? Not much time over there. Is it gone?
No, this one it's cleared out.
Okay.
But it's still doing something though.
Okay.
So
They're just showing us.
I'm on this stuff.
YouTube.
Okay, it's here already.
Turn the mic. Turn the mic.
Turn
the mic.
Yeah.
On hail Biafra! On hail Biafra! Biafra! Freedom! Biafra! Freedom!
This is Chief Obidike Ajuruchukwu of NTV Radio. I thank all of you for coming. God bless all of you. We will be seeing you very soon. God bless you, Chief Obidike Ajuruchukwu of NTVRadio.com. Here we go. We're off the air.
Thank you, sir.
This is Chief Obidike Ajuruchukwu of NTVRadio.com. We have some very special guests here at my studio, your studio. Before I introduce all of them, I will give you the 240-391-6114. That number 240-391-6114. My family today, so all of you will understand, I'll speak what we call Englibo. Some English, some Igbo. So this today, the 30th of November or May, is Biafra Day, Memorial Day. This is the day that our Honorable declared Ndibo, declared our land on this day in 1967. I have with me some of my own personal brothers. These are my brothers. These are my friends. These are just you know, if in Abanya movie. I am so happy to see you.
Thank you.
I am so happy. But this is radio, so let's talk. Why never know?
No.
Welcome, sir.
On your my got it.
No.
I'm going
I remember now that camera, that one is on him. We'll edit it, so he's fine.
Okay.
It's on me. Okay. Get it back, Ibido.
I give it over intro. Don't go on.
I am so happy. This is an interview of some many young Igbo boys. Biafra in the house. Umu Biafra, Umu Igbo. Onye ga-ekwu okwu. Allow me to introduce my brother from Houston, Texas. My nanny biko calling them out on Igbo.
Swan Igbo, Swan Bekee.
I don't know if it is true. No, I got something in Igbo. Swan Ibeke, so because we want people to understand this program is NTV Radio, is internet television, and we educate people, especially Ndebani Nonebada. There are many people who are listening tonight because it's been Facebooked out. So many people have their ears tuned in, and including even maybe even CNN, because nothing goes by that these people don't know what's happening. It's the nature of the business. So speak English if you want.
Thank you, Chief Ajuluchukwu.
Thank you.
Fellow Biafrans, friends of Biafra, and lovers of freedom. My name is Clifford Chukwuemeka Iruanya. I come from Aro Ndionyemubi in Uguta local government area in Biafra land. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm an oil and gas engineer of so many years. And I am a servant of the indigenous people of Biafra. I am in the DC area today because the indigenous people of Biafra are gathered at the Washington DC at exactly the White House, where we commemorated, where we celebrated, where we remembered our fallen heroes. I know so many people know about this, but just a way of recapping, between 1966 and 1970, about 5 million Biafrans were killed. Some of them died out of starvation because of the war of genocide that was imposed on Biafra by Nigeria and backed up by Britain, the former Soviet Union, Egypt, and the entire Arab world. And we now use the 30th of May of every year to remember these fallen heroes. Actually, like Chief Ajuluchukwu said, 30th of May was the day Biafra was declared. And that name Biafra was given to us by Chief Frank Opigo, the former principal of Okrika Grammar School. So why I mention this, because it's very important, that Biafra is beyond Igbo. Igbo is a part of Biafra. There are other areas of Biafra, other areas that speak different languages than Biafra. So that's why I included that historical part that deals with who named us Biafra. It was an Ijaw man that named us Biafra. So all in all, we are here to celebrate the remembering our fallen heroes.
It is indeed something that is historical, and I so much welcome all of you here. Right here at the VPS Media Center, we have quite a number, I think about at least a good number. Men to be just okay, see you, man. Welcome. Just for the American audience and any other audience in China and Southeast Asia, Biafra is a nation. Biafra have always been a nation since it was declared a nation. That is, it has a sovereignty, it has its flag, it had currency, it had legislators, it had everything that a nation has. But because of the involvement of so many other people, and as my brother Chukwuemeka said, we lost quite a number of people. We lost so many people. Allow me, and I know that on this day, that there was a moment of silence that was exercised. Can we, at this time, Chukwuemeka, if you want to lead this, it's fine. Exercise a moment of silence for our fallen heroes, brothers, sisters, wives, so many people. Please, a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, let's get into some of the meat of being here. Is it possible, from your perspective, is it possible? And I know that many people have discounted the possibility of the nation of Biafra coming back alive. Is it possible for Biafra to return back alive, for that nation to come back, in your own analysis?
Yes, it is, and I'll say so with all emphasis, with all assurance, and with all confidence. Biafra is coming back. As a matter of fact, Biafra is back. Today at Aba alone, there were 2.5 million people that turned out from all parts of Biafra land. All the way from Warri to Ogoni to Idoma, Igala, and of course the Igbos. They all gathered 2.5 million at Aba alone. There are thousands of people in Berlin, in Trafalgar Square in London, all over the world.
I received some email from Germany.
Exactly.
Of the mobilization and demonstration or rallying around in Germany. I received one also from Sweden today. So everybody is actually recognizing this day. 2.5 million. One them.
That's a signature.
How serious is this movement? How will we be able to get the seriousness of this movement to the tables of those people who have been ignoring it? The tables of the United Nations, the tables of the Congress of the United States, other governing bodies, G8. How do we get this done?
Yes, we are already on it. We are getting it done. Right now, we are registered with the United Nations Economic and Social Cultural Committee, or they call it ECOSOC. We are registered as indigenous people of Biafra, and we are also registered in 88 countries as legitimate organization. In the United States, we are registered with the government of the United States. We are known as indigenous people of Biafra. Our office is in Los Angeles, California. And
some people I'm wondering what indigenous is, and sometimes I like to be as simple as possible, so that those who do not understand, because we're now dealing with a new generation of people. What exactly is indigenous?
Indigenous is just another name of saying citizens. We are citizens of Biafra. So you either say citizens of Biafra or indigenous people of Biafra. We are indigenous. That is our natural place. That's where we originated from. We are not Biafran by naturalization. We are Biafrans by birth, by God's own formation. And so we are registered with 88 countries. We are registered. We have our certificate of registration in the United States and all over North America, Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean. We are registered all over the place. So on that note, we have direct recognition by the government, because if they don't recognize us, if they don't want to do anything with us, then they're not going to register us. That's number one. Number two, we are also registered, like I said, with the United Nations as indigenous people of Biafra. And then number three, we also have made presentation to the European Parliament in Brussels. Then number four, we have also gone to the House of Lords and House of Commons in the United Kingdom. And then of course we also have some other what I would call covert moves we are making with other countries of the world, and I'm not at liberty to say that on air because this is actually very confidential.
Now, what I would like to come directly to, let me make a little shift into this broadcasting, and let me take a few seconds of commercial, just a little break. We'll be right back. This is Chief Obidike Ajulochukwu of NTV Radio, and if you would like to call in, 240-391-6114. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
I don't move real quick.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming back. My dear brother, it is a very good commercial because it really brought in the issue that I would like to talk about. Yesterday, Muhammadu Buhari was sworn in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What is your thought about it?
Well, first of all, I would like to inform listeners, because I know many of them that know, that the amalgamation proclamation document that came into effect on January 1, 1914 stated that this amalgamation process is only to last for 100 years. Therefore, as at December 31, 2013, the amalgamation has expired.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that Nigeria is living on borrowed time.
Okay.
Nigeria has expired. So whatever they are doing is cosmetic. Well, if I even want to go into the cosmetic actions they are taking, the basic rule, the grand rule, the electoral grand rule in Nigeria says that for you to contest for the position of the presidency, you must provide, you must submit your West African school certificate.
Right.
It is called WASC, W-A-S-C.
Yes, that's right.
It is not the same thing as testimonial or whatever they call it. It has to be West African school certificate.
Right.
Muhammad Buhari, the extent I know, never provided his West African school certificate. It was not submitted. So technically, he is disqualified to run in the first place. Now, maybe I will provide you when I get to my hotel. I can send you pictures of underage voters, little kids, the age of 9 and less, voting during election.
We have evidence
in the northern part.
Yes.
Of
In Kaduna.
Yes.
In Kano.
So, and then also, I am sure, being a journalist, being in the journalism profession, you must have heard that Boko Haram nominated Buhari as their chief negotiator. This is a fact. Boko Haram, Abubakar Shekau, said they will only negotiate with Buhari representing them. So what does that tell you? I mean, they said best of the same feather flock together.
Well, we also heard that there is a possibility that Boko Haram and Buhari are linked very closely, and that he may have had some hand in supporting their efforts. Jonathan was the victim, and also all the people that were killed. But maybe those were speculations. We will continue to find out, look for that answer. We don't know yet.
Well, that may be a speculation, but it is Buhari is on record, and I can provide you the newspaper where he said that an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north.
We have heard that.
That is on record.
Yes.
Then number 3 or number 4 now, we have pictures of Buhari in military fatigue coming to inspect the slaughter of Biafrans in 1968 at Owerri.
Let's go to that. Let's move to that area. Talk to us about Buhari's role that he played during the Biafran-Nigerian genocidal conflict. Talk to us about his role. What did he do? We know that he was not a general, but a lieutenant colonel. What else do you know that he did?
Buhari was part of the military incursion under General, Colonel Benjamin Adekunle, the 3rd Marine Commando.
Right.
They were the ones that came in from Port Harcourt and massacred Biafrans. And they came into Owerri and massacred Biafrans. And they came into Umuahia and massacred Biafrans. So Buhari is part of those that committed genocide against Biafra.
Will the Biafran make some kind of legal move on the international court in reference to this?
Well, first of all, you and I know very well that there is a very popular proverb in Igbo land, but I'll transcribe it in English. It said that you have to, first of all, secure the land before you start talking about where to spread the mats or how you're going to spread the mats. So what we are looking for right now is the nation of Biafra.
Right.
We will come to that. We will cross that bridge when we come to that. But it's not going to be on ICC, because the law setting up ICC says that they cannot try any case that predates it. The ICC started in year 2000.
Right.
So you cannot try Buhari or Basanjo, G.Y. Danjuma, Yakubu Gowon and co at ICC. However, there is a provision to set up a special tribunal. But you only have to do that when you stand as a nation. Just like Israel came and forced the United Nations or the International Court of Justice to set up a tribunal.
Right.
Now you are looking at a sovereign state of nation, so,
Right.
of Israel. So now, when we have our sovereign state of Biafra,
Right.
then we can go for all that.
When we have it back.
Yes, when we have it back, exactly.
Yeah, well, my brother, there's so much to cover. I would like to take another brief commercial, but I'd like to open the floor up. Would that be okay?
That will be fine. I like the question to. Oh, you're talking about people calling in?
No, they'll call in when they can, but we don't have control on who calls in. And anybody who does want to call in, call 240-391-6114. But don't worry, no, because one of them mother after because.
Yes, my name is Innocent Maramonya Kachuku. I'm from Mbudi in Oru West, Biafra land.
Okay.
I am the national coordinator for the whole United States of America.
You're the Biafran National Coordinator for the whole United States of America,
Yes.
which is putting you in a very difficult position.
Of course.
Talk to us.
Yes, we are here today because somebody like you invited the people of Biafra to come and tell the whole world who we are. And we are proud to be an indigene. As my brother COC said, we are the indigene, the people that owns the land. Not a people of just come to the land, but we own the land, we born to the land, we are the indigenous. Means we are the people, because the people, when you own the land, you own everything on the land. But we are in that nation called Nigeria, which is a man-made. Indigenous people is the people meant by Chukwu Abiyamai, be the God Almighty, not a human being. We cannot stand that a country, a nation, you can call it, that stand for over 5,000 years to subdue for an individual from Scotland by Frederick Lugard to come and name me a nigger area. It is not God's will to be a servant of an individual, but I can serve my God Chukwu Abiyamai with truth and honesty. Thank you.
We can hear you, this speakers will pick it up. When you Charlie
Okay. Please, we want to thank our brother who invited us today. Yes, as our leaders have told you, we are the indigenous people of Biafra. God sent us on this mission. We were Biafrans before Londuga came. My name is Archbishop Nicodemus Adamaga Obi Bebok from Oboduku in Idato local government area of Biafra, Imo State Biafra. Because for those who are hearing us, and those who are not hearing Igbo, ala nna anyị ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya. Anyị fugo America for 250 years. Ha gbara anyị n'ohu. London, England, 222 years. It is enough time for us to go home and take care of our father's land. Just like the British, just like the Americans, just like any other nation. I don't know why it is a contention. I don't know why we should beg anybody to set us free. Buhari and Nigeria and Cameron and Obama cannot bind the people of God. We have gone to White House today to show the world we are the real Jews, Biafrans. And it is time for us to go home. We are making it absolutely clear to every corner of this planet Earth that our God wants us to go home and serve Him. And they are giving us leaders. Nnamdi Kanu, #1, and all the COCs and other coordinators. We want to go back and take care of our old people, our children that are not even going to school, our own lands that have been bastardized by the British. They take free oil, yet there's no free lunch in America. Please, we want to make it absolutely clear. Those of you who are still standing by the sideline, there's no time to chicken around. It is time to go home and build Biafran nation.
So what you're saying clearly is that under no circumstances should people think that this is just a group of just rowdy people making noise. That this is an authentic intention to restore the nation Biafra. That is.
Absolutely yes. Because God Himself called our director and promised to give us Biafra. We should return to worship Him only. We are not terrorists. The world knows us. We are the black Jews. We are the owners of the land. They know, America know, British know. We were Biafrans when they came and created this nigger area. And that's an insult to call children of the Most High God nigger area. It's an insult. Any normal thinking person cannot answer that kind of a name. It's an insult to us. We are Biafrans, for God's sake.
Thank you very much, one them down, man.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any other one that would like to speak? I thought I was watching yours. Yes, just like this. Just
yes. Yes, my name is Uche Naji Mazi. I am from Amure Omanze in Isu local government area, Olu, Imo State, Biafra land. I reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I am the zonal coordinator for the indigenous people of Biafra. The reason why I'm here today is what we are doing today is what God told us to do, and it's worth doing. Because like I indicated earlier as I was talking to you before the broadcast,
yes,
I hinted to you that I'm sick and tired of living in a foreign country.
yes.
We have home. Only for the fact that our people, our children that are born here, most of us here have degrees, different accolades. Our children are cracking the ceiling in the universities here from San Francisco Bay Area, where the best schools you see the Igbo children.
Yes.
But they are born here, yes, they are born here, they have the opportunity. But I'm sick and tired of seeing our people dying here. What your children know is escort your coffin back all the way to home. Once you are buried, they fly back to United States, and that's it. Your chapter is closed. Our people need to know that Biafra, they need Biafra more than they need any other thing. Because that's where, when we have our Biafra as a nation, our children, we have our children will be proud. They will have a place to call their own. They will say this Africa, when Biafra survives, when Biafra stand and go get back, Africa will survive because we are the light. That is why we have this rising sun, the flag of the rising sun of Africa. So we are here to liberate our people, to tell our people in the United States, especially our people, do not be afraid of anything. Radio Biafra is on. Radio Biafra is not affiliated to any political group in anywhere, even in Nigeria. It is a radio station being sponsored by Biafrans that are gnashing their teeth, seeing the pain that our people are going through. Our people are drowning in a foreign Mediterranean Sea every week, just looking for a greener pasture. But the oil that is sustaining the zoo, the Nigerian government, the Nigerian administration, is coming from our area. We are blessed with intelligence. We are blessed with mineral resources. We are blessed in anything. Anything with Biafran touch is gold. But why can't Ndibo go back and build our own? The Biafrans, not only the Igbos, because the Biafran comprises the Igbos, Ibibios, Efik, Ana, Ibanke, and Urobo, the old Biafrans, the old Biafran. So what I'm trying to say is we are here today to honor our fallen hero, of which I am one of the Kwashoko survivor, Biafran war survivor. I was a baby. I was flown to Gabon. I was lucky. Most of my mates didn't make it. Some of them are still there.
Let me explain that to listening audience. That there are some children during the war, some 800,000, I believe that. Is that the number? Am I correct?
Yes.
That had to be flown out of Biafra to Gabon.
Yes.
And those children are now 40 years old, and or more, and they're still Umuibo, children of Biafra. Now, many of you listeners cannot seem to, maybe unable to fathom this. Just imagine for a second that you were in war, and there was a statement made by somebody that said starvation is part of war. And they actually did it. They went through the process of starving hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of people, to the point where, thank God you are still alive. But we just want to let you folks know that that's what this is about. Anyone else?
All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra.
Biafra.
My name is Mazi Uche Celestine. I hail from Abo, Biafra land. Though they used to say we are Niger Delta, which I refuse, and I disagree that word Niger Delta, because we are not known as Niger Delta. We are known as the Igbos, or rather they call us the Easterners. That is what we are known. The Yoruba media or the Nigerian media, they try to divide we, the minority Igbos, and our brothers, so that we will have division between ourselves and become enemies.
Yeah.
But I am telling the whole world today that we, the Ijos, the Urobos, the Agbos, the Isoko, the Ishakiris, the Idomas, the Ibibios, that we are one. Whoever tried to divide us is making a mistake.
And wasting their time.
In the first place, Biafra is a nation which we belong to, and that is what we are known. We have been existing for over 5,000 years before Frederick Lugard came to join us with these people called Nigeria. We are not Nigeria. If you ask a Nigerian man today, what is the meaning of Nigeria? They will never tell you the meaning. Why? Because they don't even know the meaning of Nigeria. How can you answer a name that you don't know the meaning? The British came and they saw a lot of black people in a country full in a land full of black people, and they decided black people with different cultural background, different different look and everything, and they decided to join everybody together and name them nigger area. We all know what nigger area mean. If you divide the names, Nigeria, Niger, and area, if you want to pronounce it in America terms, you call it nigger. And they decided to put us together and said we are Nigerians, which is nigger area. We all know what nigger area mean. An area full of black people. And of course, Nigeria is the most black populated country, nation in the world. So that is not what we are. We are Biafran. We are known as Biafran. God has blessed us with all the natural resources. And ever since these people discovered that we, the original owner of the land, because it is when Africa would never have peace until Biafra come. Amen. And thank God we, the Igbo speaking area, because the Yoruba media or the Nigerian media, to say, has destroyed we and our brothers. The Imo, the Enugu, the Anambra, Port Harcourt, Akwa Ibom, Abia, Ebonyi, there is no difference between all of us. We dress the same, we look the same, we marry the same women, we cook the same food,
no, careful,
we greet the same.
Careful about that marrying the same woman.
Everything we do is the same. There is no different. We share the same cultural value. So I don't see the reason why they should tell us that an Igbo man, who is an Igbo man?
Exactly.
That Igbo is just a language. That an Igbo man is our enemy in order to divide us. Right. In order for us to see ourselves as enemy. And those who don't think, who don't understand, who don't reason, they now take it as something that makes sense, which does not make sense. Because they said the only thing that makes us human is the ability to reason. That is what makes you a human. Right. So if you sit down, someone they telling you that Igbo man is your enemy, Igbo man has been your problem. The Igbos have never conquered we, the minority. Right. They have never come to rape our women. They have never come to our land to take whatever belongs to us. So how are they our problems? People who are telling us that the Igbo man is our problem, they are the ones killing us, causing genocide against us. Mm-hmm. They are the ones stealing everything from our own land, the Biafra land, to develop their own place. And at the end, they cause confusion between we and our brothers, the Igbos. So what I'm saying today, the whole world and my Delta brothers, whatever. Let me use that word Delta because they feel when they say Delta, they feel that Delta is a state created by the Zoo government. So we are not Delta, but the minority group should understand that we are Biafrans. We are not Delta, we are not South, we are not Nigeria, but Biafra. Amen. And until they accept that name Biafra, that is when they are going to be set free from captivity. And I want to thank Radio Biafra for opening our eyes, because Radio Biafra is the greatest university you can find on earth. That Radio Biafra has set a lot of us free, has made us to reason like a real human being. Because if you go to the zoo today called Nigeria, there is nobody who is reasoning anymore as a human being. Somebody is going, a politician is going into power. It's not even going on how to reason to set his people free from poverty, from problem other than going there to steal for his own selfish ambition. So I want to thank everybody today. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
God bless Biafra.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me before, because I know you want to speak and I want to hear you. I know that you have heard, my dear brother, Chukwemeka, if I may say that.
Yes.
There are people now that are saying simply there's only one Nigeria. Only one Nigeria, where there is no separation. We are all one human being, part of the global community. Is that possible for there to be a one Nigeria? Number one question. And is it possible from the global perspective? Is it possible that we can be part of the so-called global community without first being our own Biafran community?
Thank you. It's it's kind of an irony and very funny to use the term one Nigeria. It shows that there's something fundamentally wrong with that entity or that country, because you've been here in the United States for a while. I'm not sure you heard somebody say one USA. I've never heard of one UK, one Germany, one Israel, even one Ghana or one Cameroon. So why do we keep using the word one? That it shows that there's really something fundamentally wrong. Now, Nigeria was a country made up of 3 different nations.
Right.
And these nations have 3 diametrically opposed and mutually exclusive value systems. In the north, they call them Arewa, they have a feudal value system.
Right.
In the west, that they call Oduduwa, they have a monarchical value system.
Right.
In Biafra, we have a republican value system. These 3 value systems are mutually exclusive. So we are very, very incompatible. So it is not going to work. And that is the problem we have, and that's the problem that country called Nigeria has been having. Let me give you 1 or 2 examples. I want to bring it to your notice, and I know you may know this, but our listeners don't know that Nigeria is a member of Organization of Islamic Countries,
Yes.
OIC.
Right.
Nigeria joined OIC in 1986
Right.
by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, and he gave them $20 billion coming from Nigeria. That's number 1. Number 2, in the Nigerian constitution, you have Sharia mentioned 54 times.
Correct.
You have Islam mentioned 34 times.
Correct.
You have Grand Kadi mentioned 17 times. And then you have Islam mentioned several times.
Right.
Now, in that same constitution, there is no mention of Christianity,
No.
of Christ, of church, of bishop, of pastor, of priest.
Right.
There is a constitutional requirement. It is mandatory for the Nigerian Congress, for the Nigerian National Assembly to vote and elect a Grand Kadi for the Federal Capital Territory. That is a constitutional requirement. A Grand Kadi. I'm sure you know what a Grand Kadi is. It's an Islamic position.
Right.
There is no constitutional requirement for them to vote a Christian bishop or an ecumenical pastor or whatever. Now, in the same Nigeria, when people take entrance examination into high school that they call federal government colleges, the maximum score you can get in that is 200. Now, they set certain scores for certain states. all the states in Biafra, the minimum you can score to be able to get a place in the federal government college is 120. In the northern part, the maximum you can get, the maximum the requirement of them is 9. 9, that's maximum. Some are 2. Some you just score 2, you score 4, and you giving automatic admission into the federal government college. So you can see all these discrepancies. And then a country, you say you are talking about one Nigeria, but there is something called quota system.
Right.
And maybe you don't know this, but people voted on regional lines and on ethnic lines during in every election. And so when you
even more so vividly clear in this election.
Yes.
Exactly. And then the very last one is that they created 19 northern states. They are a monolithic body. They call them the northern part of Nigeria.
Right.
Now see how that plays out. You have to score for you to win in presidential as a presidential candidate. For you to win the election, you have to score 25% in 2/3 of the 36 states.
Right.
Now let us do the mathematics here. 2/3 of 36 is 24. You have 19 northern states. If you get 25%, that's 19 guaranteed. And then of course the western part will always vote along the northern part. And there are 6 states in the west. So even if the candidate scores, you get 25% in 5 states, and he added to the 19 states, he doesn't even need a vote from the Biafra land. So when you look at all this, you see that the everything about one Nigeria is just a farce.
Let me shift this a little bit. In this election, all the Biafra side, Igbo side, went one direction, except for Imo State. Everybody else went north. How is it possible that Buhari can rule the country? And this is not taking anything away from the fact that Biafra is still struggling to regain its position on the tables of leadership and sovereign nations. How is it possible for Nigeria to be able to rule? How can they relate with Ndibo? Since Ndibo
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, and that is what the value system is all about.
Right.
We are Republican. We are hardworking. We believe in laissez-faire, economy. We believe in competition. We don't have feudal laws. We don't have monarchies. We don't bow down before everybody, because in Igbo we say Chibueze.
Oh, yeah.
Lord, God is our king.
Right.
And so the value system of the Biafrans is exclusively different from the value system of the Northerners. So we are not compatible.
Right.
So there's nobody that is going to come out, even if it's a Biafran that comes out tomorrow to be the president of Nigeria. He's not going to be successful, because he will be coming in there with a Republican value system.
Right.
But you have people with monarchical and feudal value system. And so it's going to be a very big poor performance on that person.
Well, this is really a very thick constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's not much in it that one can sink the teeth in. Let's take a little commercial and we'll be right back. Nebani, Chief Obidika Juruchukwu of NTV Radio. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We're going to be right back. We'll just take a little commercial and the rest of the world. Oh, of course.